You better make sure your doors and windows are locked when you go out and your burglar alarms are switched on today, because apparently Fridays in November really attract burglars, thanks to, of course, the darker nights and Christmas is coming up. Big fear for many people. Kelly, is it something that, you know, concerns you? Is it something you think about?
Well, as a child, we lived at the end of a terrace, a really long road, and at the very end of the road, and at the end of terrace house. And we were targeted every year at Christmas time. And it was literally like they would come into our house, steal everything, and it was always all of the presents under the tree. So you'd be looking forward to Christmas, working really hard. You know, in those days, you know, everything was really expensive and we'd worked really hard, and, you know, I'd saved up my pocket money, wrapped up my presents, put them under the tree, and they'd always just come in, clean out all of the Christmas presents, ransack the house, and it's coming up to Christmas.
Ransack.
So if they did that every year, why didn't the second time it happen? Why don't you just...
You'd think.
Wrap some empty boxes.
Yeah, wrap some empty boxes and go...
And leave them under the tree.
Yourself.
Well, that would fool them, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it was something that kind of made you... as a child, I was really scared, you know, and I'd be like, my mum said I used to have nightmares and all of the rest of it, and I'd sleep in their bed instead of sleeping in my own. So, yeah, and it's just like...
Did you think
cool.
then that, OK, we call the police? Because, I mean, these days, I think it's something like 5% of burglaries are actually solved by police. You know, so it's almost become one of those things that, well, you might contact the police to get a number for your insurance, but beyond that, it's just kind of accepting it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the one time I had to call the police because of burglary, they came in their droves. It was like something out of a movie. I couldn't believe it. There was cars pulling into the drive. But I think that's because the burglars were still in the house. Because I think, I mean...
So did you came home...
I came home.
There was people there?
I came in through... My sister and I, Dina, came in through the side door and into... Because we sort of lived in, like, we had, like, a studio flat on the side of my parents' house. We came into my parents' house and I just felt something was a bit different. My mum's bag was open, there was a bit of... The potted plant was out. And then I heard something upstairs and I knew instantly that's burglars. So I did the thing, so stupid. And I don't think I would have done this if I'd been on my own, but because Dina was with me, I felt protective of my sister. So I just went running up the stairs, screaming, "What are you doing? I know you're in here! There's somebody in here! What are you doing?" A full South London girl.
Not even thinking they might have been armed or...
Didn't think about it.
Well, it's instinct, isn't it? You work on instinct.
It was actually fear, not bravery, that sent me up there, because I felt like if I just faced them. But, and I saw them up in my mum's room. She had a room in the attic and there was stuff sort of piled up. And then my sister called me and said, get downstairs, get downstairs. She was, by that time, on the phone to the police, and the police said, come out of the house. And within minutes, there were so many police there. And I'll never forget this policewoman. She was just kicking the door, because we'd come in through the side door. But the main door, their bikes were just across the doorstep. They just dropped their bikes and just...
Just opportunists, just thought they would get away with it. Yeah.
And then they were trying to kick the door down. I mean, they didn't get them because they went out the back window and out, and I had to go and look.
And did they make a real mess?
Well, the thing is, the police then went round the whole house and they came up to me and they said, we're really, and this was just awful. They said, we're so sorry, really serious for us, we're really, really sorry, but they've really gone through next door and it's really bad up there. You all right? Do you want us to go up with you? I said, no, it's OK, you know, I'll go with my sister. And we went up and it was my bedroom. And I was like... What's wrong? Absolutely everything. Just
you
how
thought they tidied up.
But of course, you did exactly what the police tell you not to do.
Yeah.
They say, I mean, the Met Police say if you find a burglar in your home, you don't confront them, you should find a safe space, you should call the police, you did the wrong thing.
Totally the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Totally.
What would you do, Carol?
No, I definitely wouldn't confront them. I would get right out. But and I've only been burgled once. Touch wood. There's no wood anywhere. Ugh, that'll do.
You are so 80s. Isn't she? She's throwing the plate down, elbow
Anyway.
That's what I love about you.
But the police called me. It was really strange.
What do you mean?
Well, I was out somewhere and I got a call from the police and it was Sergeant so-and-so and said, oh, we just wanted to let you know that you've been burgled. Now, most people say when they call the police, they either don't get a reaction or they don't bother to call the police. Well, they called me. They said you've been burgled. I'm like, oh, right. So I headed home. I went home and the police were all in there. And I went, oh, so how did you get in? And they said, well, the door's broken down, obviously. So they've broken the door down. But apparently...
Were they clearing up for you?
Yeah, they were having a little hoover around, weren't they?
All part of the service, miss.
No, 'cause it's one flat in a house of 4 flats, and they'd already done the other 3. And by the time the police had come and caught them, they were just in my flat when they came round, but they just walked out like they owned the place. So it was
I've been done it a few times, and it is a lot. We're laughing about it now, but I mean, we have to
So
sort of
traumatic
acknowledge
at the
it's
time,
a
though,
really
isn't it?
horrible
Really
situation when it
is.
happens. I mean, it does make you feel violated and scared.
awful.
And we had one occasion, and they came around. The police were really excellent, I have to say, and they sent a guy from forensics. You know, put the dust all over the place. So you know, he was all in his fancy little suit and everything. It was very professional. So I was standing chatting to him, you know, as I do, and he's dusting. He's like that, and I was asking him about it. He says, they'll come back, you know. Probably be back within the week.
Why would he say that to you?
No. Well, he was just trying to make me
Because
feel
it's just within
secure.
his profession. Well, I don't think that would make you feel secure.
No, they'll be back in a week. Yeah.
Well, you just get a bigger door, don't you? Get more doors, more locks, more bars on
But
them.
it's all the silly things we do. I remember you were saying this before when you were leaving your house, that you make up imaginary stories.
Yeah.
I
About,
do it all the time.
You know, what was it you were saying?
Well, Mark and I were leaving the other day, and we had some quite big suitcases with us. And as we left, the taxi pulled up, and we piled up the car with the bags. And I said to Mark, I said, just wave to someone and say bye. Just to escape that. So they're all standing there going, bye! Yeah, back in a week. What? No, back in a week. There's no one there. Because I thought, well, the taxi driver might tell his mate that he knows there's nobody in the house. Good thing. I think a lot of people do that, don't they?
You've got to be cautious.
Yeah.
But, as I say, we're laughing here, but we've asked people, you know, do you fear getting burgled at night? I think particularly at night. Suzanne says, every night I lay petrified in my bed, hearing noises, too scared to look downstairs. There are break-ins and cars stolen every week in my area, and I'm scared for me and my 2-year-old boy.
Yeah.
I get so scared if Mark isn't in the house.
Yeah.
I just get... It's a horrible feeling.
Yeah.
Well, they say it's Fridays in November, but where some people live, and even where I live,
Yeah, where I live.
it's
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You hear
Yeah.
it, you see signs up everywhere saying lock this up, lock that up. Doesn't matter if you lock it up.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, please don't think we're laughing about it. I mean, it's experiences you look back on, but for people who really are living in fear, it's a horrible, horrible feeling.